history of Ulysses S. Grant. On April 22nd, 1822, young Hiram Grant was born to Jesse Grant and Hannah Simpson Grant, the first of their 5 children. A year after young Hiram was born, the family moved to Georgetown, Ohio, after previously living in Point Pleasant, Ohio. Fast forward a few years, and young Hiram is now a young adult, 16 years old and primed for the military. Hiram's father asks a friend of his to nominate Hiram for the United States Military Academy at West Point, New York. When the friend made the nomination, he accidentally messed up Hiram's name, confusing his middle name for his first name and his mother's surname for his middle name. Hiram, or Ulysses at this point in time, is faced with a difficult choice: either accept a name change or return home and try to get the new appointment with the correct name. Being the wise old man Ulysses was, he decided to avoid his father's wrath and just accept his new name. Over the 4 years he spends at West Point, he acquires the nickname Uncle Sam because of his initials, US, which is later shortened to just Sam, which we will be calling him for the rest of this presentation. After his 4 years are up, he's assigned to Jefferson Barracks in South St. Louis County. A year later, he proposes to his best friend's sister, because that's not a weird thing to do. 4 years later, he marries her, and they are both stationed at Sackett's Harbor in New York. They then have their first child 2 years later, Frederick. Again, we traveled 4 years into the future, to 1854, and Sam is retiring from the military to be with his wife and children. What a nerd. He moved his entire family to the city in 1859 and worked various jobs to provide for them. He misses the bloody violence of the war, and in 1862 he returns to the military. Sam is quickly promoted to Major General of Volunteers after the many victories, including Fort Henry and Fort Donelson. Later he befriends President Lincoln and is promoted to Lieutenant General of all Union armies. Sam begins the Grand Campaign. This campaign would have all Union armies working in unison on all fronts to keep the Confederate armies from moving to support one another. This campaign led to the Battle of Wilderness and the Battle of Cold Harbor. The Confederacy sends peace commissioners to Sam's headquarters, but no peaceful conclusions to the war are made. But just 4 months later, Sam accepted the surrender from the Army of Northern Virginia. The war ends, and Sam is nominated for president by the Republican Party, and his campaign slogan is, "Make America Great Again. Let us have peace." Sam wins the election and does some cool stuff as president, but his term ended in 1877, leaving the office for Rutherford B. Hayes. Sam and his wife go on a 2.5-year world tour. The happily married couple return from their tour and settle in New York to be with their children. #couple goals. Unfortunately, he was diagnosed with throat cancer in 1844 and died a year later on the 23rd of July.